Hello everyone. In this video we discuss public and private data members. What is meant by public and private? Data members is nothing but variables of class. There are two types of members for the class. First is data member, second one is member functions. Now what is meant by public and private data members that we have to discuss in today's video. Now public data members is nothing but the public variables. The public variables are those variables that are defined in the class and can be accessed from anywhere in the class, anywhere in the program or anywhere in the class, of course using the dot operator. Okay, so here anywhere from the program means that the public variables can be accessed from within the class as well as from outside the class in which it is defined. Okay, so this is nothing but the public data members. And now what is meant by private data members? Private data members is nothing but private variables are those variables that are defined in the class with a double score or double underscore prefix. These variable can be accessed only from within the class and from nowhere outside the class. Okay, so we'll see the example of these public and private variables or public and private data members. This example differentiate the meaning of public and private data members. Now we'll discuss it. This is the program. Okay, just look at the screen. There is one class ABC. So in this class there are two methods. First one is init method, which is a special method of the class. Already we know the meaning of init method. And second is display method. It is user defined method. Now outside class there is one object created ABC by passing two parameters 10 and 20. So once we create the object of any class, we know it will execute the init method of that particular class. Okay, so once we create the object obj, it will execute this method init. And during object creation we have passed two parameters, so these parameters will get cached by var1 and var2. The self parameter always refers to the current object of the class. Now as soon as we create the object, we know it will execute the init method. Okay, so once it execute the init method, the code of init method will get executed. What is the code here? The code is self.var1 is equal to var1. So whatever the value of var1, it is 10. That is we have assigned with the help of this var1 variable. Okay, now this 10 value will get cached by var1. Now this var1 will assign that value to self.var1. Now what is this self.var1? It is the object variable. Object variable of which object? Just look at this self parameter. This self parameter is a reference to the current object. Current object is obj. So this self.var1 is the object of obj. Sorry, it is the object variable of obj object. Now look at the second line, var2, which is 20, that is cached by this var2 variable. Now this var2 variable we are going to assign to self.double underscore var2. Now we know the meaning of double underscore and variable name. It is a private variable because there is a prefix as a double underscore that already we discussed. Now this double underscore var2 is a private variable of which object? Look at the self. Self is a reference to the current object and current object is obj. So this self dot double underscore var2 is a object variable of this obj object and it is a private. This var1 is public. Okay, we know the meaning of public and private. Already I told you. Once again I will repeat. Public variables are those variables that are defined in the class. This var1 is defined in the class and can be accessed from anywhere in the program. So this var1 we can access anywhere in the program, of course using the dot operator. Okay, Now what is mean by public? Public is what is mean by private? Private variables are those variables that are defined in the class. This var2 is defined in the class, but defined in the class with a double underscore as a prefix. Yeah, there is a double underscore as a prefix, and these variables can be accessed only from within the class. Okay, so this var2 is accessible only within the class. Now look at the scope of this class. This is the scope of the ABC class. So this var2 is accessible only within the class ABC, not outside the ABC. Just we'll see the execution of this program. Once we create the object, this init method will get called. Okay, now next line, with the help of obj object I have called display method, which is user defined method display. Its code is written here, the code of 2 lines print. So what it will do, once we execute, it will once we call that method display, it will execute the display. There is no any parameter that we have passed, so by it is a self parameter that will points to the current object obj. So the code will get execution, code will get executed. The print from class method var1 is equal to, this part will get print as it is because it is written in double quote, so the part will get print as it is from class method var1 is equal to. So after that there is self dot var1. Okay, now we know the meaning of self dot var1. Self dot var1 that we have done here. Okay, so self dot var1 is equal to var1 means whatever the value of var1 that we have already assigned to self dot var1. Okay, so that value was 10. Okay, so this 10 will get print here. So the final output of the current print is from class method var1 is equal to 10. So likewise it will again execute the second print. The print from class method var2 is equal to, it will print that line as it is, and instead of self dot double underscore var2, it will print the value of this particular variable. That value we are available. Okay, we have that value here at this particular point, which we have initialized in init method. Okay, whatever the value of var2. Okay, so that value we are going to assign to self dot double underscore var2. Okay, so in this way, once we execute this display method, so this method will get executed and it will show the output like this. The first line is this, the second line is this. Now what about the third line, which is outside the class definition? Print from main module var1 is equal to. Okay, so from main module var1 is equal to, so it will get print as it is. Okay, what about this obj dot var1? So var1 variable is public variable, and we know the meaning of public variable. Public variable is accessible outside the class. So var1 is accessible here, but we have to access that variable with the help of object name and dot operator, because we are accessing. If you want to access that variable inside class, you have to use the reference of the current object and dot operator that you can observe here. Okay, so here we have used self is a reference to the current object and dot operator. But if you want to access outside class, use the object name and dot operator and that particular variable. So obj dot var1, so it will display that value here from main module var1 is equal to 10. Okay, what about this last line, from main module var2 is equal to, so this line will get print. Okay, but what about this obj dot double underscore var2? That obj dot double underscore var2 is a private. We know the meaning of private variables. These variables are accessible only within the class, not outside the class. And here we are trying to access that var2 private variable outside class, so it will show an error. So this line it will get print because there is nothing or no any error in this line, but instead of this it will put the error. The error is like this. What is the error? ABC instance has no attribute var2. Okay, because that var2 is a private variable and it is accessible only within the class. So if there is any there is very necessary that you have to access that private outside the class, then there is a option in Python to access that particular variable outside class. Then in that case you have to follow this syntax: object name dot double single underscore class name double underscore private variable name. Okay, so by using that syntax you can access like this. Just look at the last line. Okay, what is the last line? Print. Okay, just observe this line. from main module var2 is equal to obj dot single underscore class name is abc double underscore var2. Okay, so in this way you can access that line. When you are going to use this, if it is very necessary, if there is no any choice that you have to access private variable outside class, in that case you can use this syntax. But it is but the standard method is that you never use private variables outside class. Okay, so it is the good programming habit, you can say. Okay, so this is the use of public and private variables. Okay, now what is the next concept? Next concept is private methods. Now what is mean by private method? Like private variables, there are private methods also. Okay, now you can even have private methods in your class. Usually we keep those methods as a private, which have implementation details. So like private variables, you should also not use a private methods from anywhere outside the class. However, if it is very necessary to access these methods, these private methods from outside the class, then you should follow the following syntax. What is this following syntax? Let's look at this syntax. You can follow this syntax: object name dot single underscore class name double underscore private method name. So you can follow this syntax so that you can access private methods outside class. Just look at the program. There is one example. There is a class abc, there is init method, there is one user defined method which is private because there is a prefix as a double underscore, so that's why that method is private. Okay, so once we create the object, we know it will execute the init method, but we have passed 10, so that 10 will get cached by this var become 10. Now it will execute the definition of init method. So self dot double underscore var is equal to var, whatever the value of var, that we are going to assign to this private variable var. Okay, so it is the private variable of this obj. So next line is obj dot single underscore abc double underscore display. Okay, so here we are calling the private method with the by using this particular syntax. Okay, we have just followed that syntax to call the private method. So display is private method here because there is a prefix as a double underscore. So with the help of this, you can call the definition of that particular private method, and it will execute that particular definition. Okay, so final output is like this. So this is the concept of private data members and private methods. Okay, the next point is class methods. What is meant by class method? That we are going to discuss. Okay, so just now we have discussed about the private methods and private variables. Now we are going to discuss class methods. Class methods are automatically take self as the first argument. Okay, no, sorry, normal methods automatically take self as the first argument, but in class methods there is a small difference. Okay, that I am going to tell you. Class methods are little different from these ordinary methods. First, they are called by a class, not by the instance or the object of the class. And the second difference is that the first argument of class method is CLS, not SELF, self. Okay, the second difference is that the first argument of the class method is CLS, not self. Okay, and the third most important thing is that class methods are marked with the class method decorator. Okay, so you can observe this decorator here. Okay, @ class method. Okay, so so this is the class method concept. Now just look at this program. Okay, there is a rectangle class. In this rectangle class there are three methods. First and third one is class method, which is square. Okay, first two methods are normal. This is special init method. The second area method is normal method because it has the self as a parameter, and last one is square, which is a class method which has the first parameter as CLS. Okay, so it is the symbol of the class method, and there is a class decorator. Okay, @ class method. So once we create the object of class rectangle, just observe this line. Okay, the execution is somehow different. I will explain this. S is the object of rectangle class, but with the help of rectangle or with the at the same time of object creation, we have called that class method here. Okay, rectangle dot square. Okay, by using class name, okay, by passing one parameter 10. So as soon as there is a call to class method, it will execute it, okay, by passing one parameter 10 will get cached by this side, okay, and CLS is a reference to the current object, okay. So it will return what? CLS in bracket side comma side. Now a CLS is nothing but the special parameter of the class method, okay. So where it will return this side comma side, okay, here instead of this method call it will return side comma side, means 10 comma 10, two parameters it will pass. And this, in this way we have created the object S of this rectangle. So once we create the object, we know it will execute the init method, okay, and it will start for the execution of init by passing two parameters side comma side, length comma breadth. First side will get cached by this length and second side will get cached by this breadth. So length become 10, become 10. So length we will assign to self dot length, breadth we will assign to self dot breadth. This self is a reference to the S and this is the init method. Now self dot length is 10, self dot breadth is 10. Now the next line, print area is equal to S dot area. This is a normal method call. It is a public method because there is no any prefix as a double underscore. So we can access that method outside class. So what is code here? Return self dot length and self dot breadth, okay. So it will execute this code. Self dot length is 10, self dot breadth is 10. So 10 into 10, 100. So it will return where, instead of this method call it will return 100, and it will finally execute this print area is equal to 100, and this will be the output of your program, okay. I hope you all got these three main points. First one is public and private data members, second one was private methods, and last one was class method. And in this way we have finished our fifth unit, okay. I just go through the video once again. If you have any doubt you can ping me on my WhatsApp, okay. So good luck.